For only the fourth time in franchise history, the Baltimore Ravens have announced a new head coach, and we are here to talk about it. Welcome into the show, everyone. Good evening to you all. Hendo, how are you doing?
I honestly don't know. Like, I'm a little bit excited. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit mad. I'm a little bit of everything. I mean, if you think about this, like you said, this is the fourth coach in Baltimore Ravens history. In 30 years, we've had four head coaches as soon as they signed Jesse Minter. But what does this mean for the Ravens? You know, a lot of Ravens fans, and you can see just looking at the comments right now, that a lot of people aren't really happy with this move. You know, we fired John Harbaugh. We moved on from him because we were tired of the same old, same old. And a lot of people think that Jesse Minter, being that he was with the Ravens from 2017 to 2020 with John Harbaugh, that stench is still going to be on his team. It's going to be more of the same. Told y'all last night, some news was coming tonight. When I say your boy knows some things and he hears some things, I do. So, I mean, we just got to roll with the punches. He's going to be our head coach now. We just have to wait to see what happens with defensive coordinator, what happens with the offensive coordinator. My biggest question is, was Lamar Jackson in on this? Did he get an opportunity to weigh in on this head coach job? And was part of the deal that if he kind of okays this, that Cliff Kingsbury would be the offensive coordinator?
Okay. You said a lot there, and there's quite a bit to unpack. First, we want to say hello to everyone who's joined in the chat. Thank you for being here with us tonight. Do us a favor, really quickly, hit the like button. Go ahead, wherever you are watching, salute to you. We appreciate it. Hit the like button for us. If you are new, welcome. Subscribe, join the family. The only thing that we ask tonight is that you be respectful. Reasonable minds can differ. Some people are on the fence or on one side of the fence to say, I'm glad we got Minter. He's a good hire. And then some feel strongly to the opposite, like, no, he was not it. Hendo, you brought up a good question, which was one of mine on the list. So I have several questions tonight because we certainly want to hear from you in the chat tonight, how you're feeling about this. But you brought up a good question that I had written down. Did Lamar Jackson weigh in on this? And if so, what did he have to say? I'll give you my thoughts really quickly. I don't know that he weighed in on this, or I don't know what, if he did weigh in, I don't know how much weight his sentiments carried. I can't speak for Lamar. I've never met the young man. I don't know what he's thinking, who he wanted. But if he said to himself, this is a team that offensively, we're okay. We're going to be fine as long as we make a few changes here and there to our guard situation. We solidify the O-line, bring me in a wide receiver, a top-notch wide receiver, and we're going to be set offensively. However, the defense on this team is so below standard that we have to bring someone in who can really revitalize that. If that's Lamar's thinking, then I can see this being a positive for us. However, on the flip side of that, if Lamar was focused on, let's say, Klint Kubiak or another offensive-minded head coach, and the Ravens decided, we appreciate your comments, but we're going in a different direction, then this could be a long haul for us as Ravens fans.
It could be, but it could be the energy that we needed. We've watched some of these young head coaches around the league, especially over the last two seasons, turn teams around. We don't have a bad squad at all. The roster is ready to make a Super Bowl run. We're just a few key free agents away from making that push. It's just unfortunate that we weren't able to make a push this year with the playoff picture being the way that it is. But if we had made the playoffs and made a run, we may still be stuck in the same situation having John Harbaugh as the head coach. So you have to take the good with the bad. I think it's just, like I said, the uncertainty of it all. We don't know what he has as a head coach. He's a former coordinator. Now, he did go with the good John. He did go with the good Harbaugh. He followed him to Michigan, and they won a national championship with him as defensive coordinator. He's taken the Los Angeles Chargers. They have the 5th overall defense. I think they're 11th in scoring. So he turned that team around with not too many stars. He's even taken your man, Odafe Oweh,
right,
who had 0 sacks. No, who had 0 sacks with the Ravens.
That's not his fault.
Then he got 7.5 sacks with the Chargers and 3 in his last playoff game. I said this last night. You can't name over the last 10 seasons a Baltimore Raven that has had 3 sacks in a playoff game, much less sniff the quarterback. So he can get the best out of the defense. I am sure of that. It's just that we don't know what the expectations are of him leading a team. Now, if you take somebody like a Robert Saleh or Brian Flores, if you wanted to go the defensive route, you know what they can do as head coaches. They may not have had the greatest success, but look at what they had at the quarterback position. He's coming to a team with Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers. If we clean up this offensive line and give Tez Walker some more burn, we could do some things. Defensively, we have the pieces. If he can unlock Roquan and get him back somewhat to his previous form and deploy Kyle Hamilton the way that we need to utilize him, we have an opportunity to make some noise in the NFL. It's just the uncertainty for most Ravens fans, and being that he's affiliated with John Harbaugh, that kind of gives people pause and has them like, I don't really know about that.
Yeah. I want to send a shout out to a couple of you in the chat. Thank you for being here. Flex Zone, he said, come over Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel has already signed with another team, so he is out. He's no longer on the board, so he's not an option. Davon, I'm with you when you're right. Maybe he'll bring back my guy, Odafe Owe. Hendo, you talked about it. I was going to talk about it later, but let's get into it right now. Look, Odafe Owe, we would appreciate you coming back. And we are so sorry that you had to work under the likes of Zach Orr for as long as you did, but we are glad you got away. You were able to go and, like Hendo said, and be with the good side of the Harbaugh. Now you can come on back with Jesse Minter. We'd appreciate having you. Agnes, hey there. She said she believes that Lamar was okay with it because he's a team player. I agree with you, Agnes. Lamar is absolutely a team player. And that could be that's certainly a benefit, but it could be a detriment to him because I don't know how he is behind closed doors. We see what we see on camera. That's what we get. Mm-hmm. But I need Lamar Jackson this year to speak up. Be a team player, obviously. Absolutely. But speak up. Let them know what it is he needs. Let them know, hey, now that John Harbaugh is gone, he was the main reason why we kept using Daniel Falele, Andrew Voorhees out there, Pat Ricard. I need something better than that this year. So hopefully he will step up that way. And even though he remains a team player, I just need him to be a little bit more vocal in what he needs. We have our first super chat coming in for the night, a $5 donation from Marcus Frazier. Thank you for the support. He writes, Nestor. You were speaking, but go ahead.
I just thought you didn't know the name. I'm sorry.
Nestor and Lockenfora already said it was a Nepo hire. Okay. Mm-hmm. The interview process was a sham. Interesting. EDC got his new neighbor, but I give him a chance though. And I think that's where I am with it. I have to give him a chance. I don't, if you were to ask me, how are you feeling about this? I don't know. I'm not as excited as perhaps I would have been if it were a different person. Like I really wanted Brian Flores, although I knew that was highly unlikely that we were going to get Brian Flores, or even someone like a Klint Kubiak, who now I believe is probably on his way to Buffalo. And I think Flores is probably on his way to Pittsburgh. Sad to say it. I know you don't want to hear it, but hey, Raven C.
What's up?
Yes, see, Rob, that's right. Odafe is coming back. Y'all, let me go get my Odafe jersey. I can wear that again now. I'm excited about this, but I'm not as excited as I thought I was going to be. Right. Let me put it that way. But I have to give him a chance. I have to wait and see. And I think someone said it earlier. A couple of people said we need to see who he brings in as his offensive coordinator.
I mean, I think it's a done deal because Lamar, he said out loud, he backs Cliff Kingsbury as the OC. And I think, there has to be some give and take here. If they went with the head coach that they felt most comfortable with, they're going to get, they have to give him something that he wants. They botched his negotiations for his contract when he was a free agent in 2023. They haven't given him the protection or the weapons that he rightfully deserves. So now to kind of give back to him, you got to give him the offensive coordinator he wants. They gave him Greg Roman, Marty Morningwig. They gave him Todd Monken. Even though Todd Monken helped this passing game along somewhat, these weren't guys that Lamar was like, I'm going to bang the table for him. So they kind of have to give something something that. So I'm pretty sure that Cliff Kingsbury is going to be the offensive coordinator. Now he was with the Commies, and he did. And Kyler Murray. Listen, Kyler Murray had his best years with Cliff as his head coach. So we have to just sit back and watch and wait to see what happens. And I said this last night. The fact that we were so close to a Super Bowl 2 seasons ago. We feel like we can get a head coach that can come in here and just immediately take us to that. Tony Dungy did it. I mean, I'm sorry. What's his name? Chucky. The one that everybody wanted beforehand. I can't remember his name. John Gruden. John Gruden took over for Tony Dungy in 2001. Immediately won a Super Bowl. Steve Kerr took over for Mark Jackson with the Golden State Warriors. Very next season, won an NBA championship. And we were just hoping to get somebody in here with some experience that could do the same for us. But this is not about one season. This is about the long haul and this Ravens organization set up. Steve Bisciotti already said he's going to get 4, 5, 6 years, kind of see what he's capable of. So we have to give this man a chance just to see what he can do. Let's not all just be like, Nepo hire. The man hasn't done anything wrong. Like, we don't know his coaching style. We don't know his coaching tree. We don't know anything. So we have to kind of give him the benefit of the doubt, because everywhere that he's gone, he's been a winner.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. There were guys that we liked more and some head coaches that we wanted to see in Baltimore. But as of right now, he is our head coach. And this is something that we have to embrace.
Yeah. Before I get to the super chat, I want to say to Camden, Flores has re-signed with the Vikings. Yes, he has, but there is a clause with his contract that says he will remain the defensive coordinator unless he is offered a head coaching position. So Flores is still on the table for another team if they want to bring him in as a head coach. With that, we have our next super chat donation coming from Big Dog Town. Big Dog Go Town. I think that's right. What's up, Big Dog? I'll just say that. With a $5 donation, I appreciate your support. He writes, my choice from the jump, Bisciotti wanted the Ravens defensive culture restored, and Mentor has been here before. I trust he will hire a good DC and an OC. I agree. I hope so. If there is a positive that I can think of, and I think there's several positives here, and some people already alluded to it, at least he is not a special teams coach. Mm-hmm. That's positive. At least he's, people are saying he's better than what we had before. That remains to be seen. We'll see. I like the fact that we went younger in terms of our head coach. I like that we are bringing in someone who's innovative. And like Hendo said, wherever this man has gone, he's elevated the team. He's elevated those around him. That is something that our defense, our whole team could stand to benefit, but certainly, definitely our defense. So I'm with you, Big Dog. Yes, I'm with you.
And we have a surprise.
Oh, we have a surprise. We have our favorite. I was so worried about Rakib. You know what, Rakib, for as much grief as I give you, Rakib, when you guys, he's a Bills fan, for those who don't know. I need to make you a moderator on my channel, Rakib, because you always come by. But as much grief as I give you about your Buffalo Bills, I will say I was worried. I thought about you. I said, oh, man. I even messaged Hendo. I was like, I hope Rakib's okay. I did. I was like, oh, Rakib. But thank you for coming by, Rakib, and thank you for the $5 donation. We appreciate your support. He writes, y'all look more disappointed than me, and I'm not ducking. Yes, look, you have a lot to be disappointed about, Rakib. We don't. And I move on. But you know what? Look,
listen,
you're in the business for a head coach yourself, and you never know who you might get. And, you might go out there and get Flores and wow us. I don't know if that's going to happen, but go ahead, Hendo.
Thanks. I was just concerned about your mental well-being, being that your MVP quarterback turned the ball over 4 times, and he felt really bad. This is his best opportunity to get to a Super Bowl. Now, you guys, just like the Baltimore Ravens, unlike the Baltimore Ravens, are searching for a head coach. You let Sean McDermott go. I mean, listen, 8 out of 9 years, he did y'all right. Y'all just didn't have a quarterback year 1. Y'all won an AFC East title 5 out of 6 years. Like, you guys are in a similar situation to the way Baltimore was. I hope you guys don't pick the right guy and continue to suffer.
And he means that with all of his heart. But B. James, you like this pick. I saw your comment earlier, B. James. Hey there. I like the pick so far. It wasn't my first choice.
Right.
He was, I'm being honest, he wasn't my first choice. I don't think he was my second.
Mhm.
But I'm going to, like you said, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I got to see what he does with this team. Can he revitalize some of our lackluster
All right.
players? And just because he's a brilliant defensive mind, look, he still has an obligation to make sure that this team is prepared all the way around, including special teams. So, and I think B. James just said a moment ago, look, I want him to come in and kind of hope we get a new special teams coordinator. We're going to have to. I mean, we need one. We need a lot. So I don't know.
I mean, not with the tie. Listen, not with the ties to the Ravens. He's a former Raven. He knows how they feel. They may still retain Chris Horton. Like
Yeah.
once they said that they were keeping him around, that's how I knew it was going to be a former Ravens hire or somebody close to John Harbaugh. I knew that it had to be somebody that was okay with keeping him on his staff. I mean, he may not. He may say, "Hey, we need to go in a different direction." But for me, it told us everything that we needed to know. Chris Horton ain't the best special teams coach, but we'll see what happened with drafting better players, because John Harbaugh drafted a lot of guys specifically for special teams. So we have to see what that goes. But we do have an upper suit chat. So.
Yes, only here for Lamar. I love the name. Thank you for the $5 donation. We appreciate the support. He writes, if it's not about the offense, this team isn't going anywhere. They better not draft defense first round. I agree with you in part, and I disagree. If it's not about offense, this team isn't going anywhere. Our team has been able to put up points. If you go back to that Bills game, week 1, our offense was absolutely able to put up points. And before Lamar Jackson got injured, yes, were there games where we struggled offensively? Of course. Absolutely. But we're still able to put up 40 points, 30 points. It's just our defense couldn't hold. They couldn't defend the lead. They couldn't protect it. They couldn't stop anything. So I think if I had to weigh which side of our team is the weak link, it would certainly be, for me, overall defense.
I'm going to slightly disagree with you. And yes, early on in the season, we were able to put up points. But as we've seen throughout the past 8 seasons, when it comes to the playoffs, that's when we struggle the most. When it's the creme de la creme, we struggle to do what we did in the regular season. So to me, we have to protect Lamar Jackson at all costs. I don't care if we have a defensive coach and you say, the defense did give up a lot of leads late on, and especially later on in the season. But more importantly, it had more to do with the defensive coordinator than it actually had to do with the players. If you look at the defenses that we were playing, it was designed to fail each and every week. We have the guys. You've said it yourself. Just 2 seasons ago with Mike McDonald, we were the number 1 defense in the NFL. We lost a couple of pieces, but we got better in certain other places. So if we deploy the right defensive scheme with Mentor, getting the right defensive coordinator, we're going to be fine defensively. And if the defensive coordinator falters, he is one that has input. Unlike John Harbaugh, he can say, "Hey, dog, we ain't running that no more. Get it together." So for me, offense is the way to go. Like if we don't go guard or a tackle that we can switch to guard in the first round for his first 2 years or so, then what are we doing here? We've gone defense every year, pretty much in the Lamar Jackson era. What has it gotten us? And I know that's Harbaugh's era, but what has it gotten us? How many times are we going to keep allocating to a defense that once we get in the playoffs will get you no turnovers? That's just my thoughts on it.
No, that's why I say I agree in part and I disagree in part. I agree with the second half of his statement where we need to draft offense first. We better not go and get a corner or a safety in the first round. I agree with that. Absolutely. In terms of how we draft this upcoming year. Yeah, that's important. And we need to focus heavily on offense, not just in the draft, but in free agency. Because for me personally, I don't want to see an offensive line that is full of newbies. That's not what I want to see. I don't want you to go out and just, we need 2 guards, we need a left tackle, we need this, let's get it all in the draft. No, go ahead and get you some of those players in free agency who are experienced. I want some veterans. It's fine if you have 1 rookie, maybe 2, but you need some veterans on the team, some proven ones. If you're talking about building the trenches, don't just build them on day 1 of the draft. That's my opinion.
So you're saying you don't trust your general manager to draft?
Ooh, I didn't say that. Don't add words. Don't say that. I'm just saying.
Right.
I want some veterans, just like a wide receiver. Hey, look, I'm going to start studying this upcoming draft so I can do some mock drafts for you coming up here soon. But let's just say that there are several wide receivers in this draft class. So what? That's good.
Right.
Maybe go get one, but don't rely on that. You already know what George Pickens can do.
Listen,
Go ahead.
my saying has already caught some steam. Eric, he cost us.
Yes. You need to stop that. That was terrible. That was terrible. If you did not watch Hendo's video, was it the last one or the one before last?
I think it was the one before last.
I think it was the one before last. Hendo called Eric DeCosta. What now?
Eric, he cost us.
Eric, he cost us. That's terrible. Go watch that video. 2 videos ago, just watch all of Hendo's videos. They're really good. We do have another super chat donation coming through, a $5 donation from Top One Chris. We appreciate you. He writes, some people not even giving Mentor a chance because he's part of the Harbaugh tree, like Mike McDonald wasn't part of the same tree. That's a very good point.
Excellent point.
That is an incredible point. You got to remember that. Keep that is good.
But we did send him away to the good Harbaugh to get the stink off of him before we brought him back. But that is an excellent point. Like everybody wanted Mike McDonald to be the head coach, and he is a part of the John Harbaugh tree. So,
I mean, we can't escape that. We can't escape that. Now the focus has to be what can he do?
All right.
Like B. James said, I need a coach who can coach the players, not just kind of manage the team and manage the play. Can you coach them up? We have players who for some reason, the Ravens bring in players who are experiments, developing players. They just don't have it all together. They can't put it all together. We need to coach them up. We seem to like those types of players. Mm-hmm. And if we keep bringing them on the team, keep them on the team, who's going to be able to coach them?
All right.
Another super chat this time coming from Marcus Frazier. Thank you. Thank you for the $5 donation. We appreciate the support. He writes, if we don't fix the O-line and put more resources on offense, this hire means actually nothing. EDC, the clock is ticking. You're right.
100%.
A lot of pressure is on Jesse Mentor because, while at first glance and maybe to outsiders who are not in the Ravens organization or who are not Ravens fans, this looks like an incredible situation to come into. This looks ideal. If you are trying to get your start in, head coaching, you're trying to get land your first head coaching job in the NFL. This looks great. You have Lamar Jackson. Exactly. You have, Derrick Henry. It doesn't get much better than that, right? No, but we still have a lot of issues.
Thanks.
What are we doing at D-line?
Yeah, you gotta ask your general manager that question.
But just like he said, EDC, you're on the clock. The clock is ticking for you.
Shotty told him, hey, last season was coaching. This season is you. So if he doesn't get it done, we may be looking for a new general manager next season. And listen, I'm going to say, I appreciate all the super chats. We appreciate all the super chats. But if you want to help further the channel, become a member. Join the Patreon. The link is in the chat. Come over just for $5 a month. You can become a part of this growing community. You get some perks, get into the Discord. You can join the Fantasy Football League. It's so many things going on. So instead of just giving the $5 as a donation, which we do greatly appreciate,
we do.
Just sign up to the Patreon. I'm telling you, it's well worth it. It's better ROI, and we appreciate what you do for us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you. Big Dog coming back. We appreciate you coming back with another super chat donation. Thank you for the support. He writes, O-Town is Ogden, Utah. Not many Raven fans here.
I believe it.
I believe you.
I believe it.
I believe it. Well, we appreciate it. Let us know real quick. Where are you tuning in from? Where are you watching? Where are you listening? Where are you? We appreciate it. Look, I'll start. I'm from Florida. Hendo, where are you?
Baltimore.
There we go. Simone Sky, thanks for coming by. She says, he's young and hungry. I feel like he will shake things up more than we're giving him credit for. He may be. Yeah, I agree. I think he is. All right. Who else is from Orlando in the house? I see you, Alan. I see you. Look at all these Florida Ravens we got in the house. Look at all these Florida Ravens in the building, right in my neck of the woods.
Indeed.
But I agree with you. He's young. He's hungry. He's determined. And I want to embrace that this is a breath of fresh air. This is something new for us as Ravens fans. We've been, how many years, months, weeks, days have we been asking, please let us get the news that we're firing John Harbaugh. Please let us get that notification. Please let us tell us that we lose it, that he's going to be pardon ways, that he's fired. Now we get it. Now we get it. So we're here and let's embrace him. Let's see what he does. Like someone said, like several people said earlier, this is on him now to see what he does. Offense coordinator, defensive coordinator, and sky's the limit for him. Sky's the limit for him. So I'm going to give him a chance. That's where I stand. Oh, Oviedo area. I'm not too far from Oviedo. Let's go. We have a $50 super chat. Wow. Coming in from Wandering Raven from Wade. That's beyond half court. That's
how about that? Appreciate that.
We do. Thank you. Oh gosh. Thank you very, very much for the support. Wandering Raven writes, just tuned in, so don't mean to rehash things. No, you're fine.
No problem. You're good.
You're good. Disappointed in the hire. That's fair. Feels more like the same old same. Will reserve actual judgment until I see how they attack the roster, but I can't help seeing this as more of an investment in 14/8. That is a good point, and I saw that earlier in the chat. Someone, yeah, exactly, Davon. He's outside in the parking lot with that one. Thank you. Thank you, Wandering Raven. We appreciate that. Huge thank you. Someone said it in the chat earlier. They said the same thing, Wandering Raven. They said, this looks like this was done to build 14 to help him.
I mean, I hope not. But once again, we have to see what happens with the roster construction. You know, one telling sign to me is if he brings back Hard R. Ricard. Like that's Hard R. Ricard. That's going to tell me a lot in his philosophy. If it's still one of these John Harbaugh clones coming in, if he brings in an offensive coordinator that thinks that same way, that we need a $4 million fullback, something's truly wrong with this team. But we have to give him time. We have to reserve judgment, like you said, and see what actually happens. We have an opportunity this upcoming season. The schedule is not particularly tough. We have the NFC South, the whole NFC South on our schedule. 4 wins right there, immediately. So we just have to wait and see what happens. And it's just unfortunate right now because we haven't even reached the offseason yet. We're just getting to the conference championships. So right now we have to wait just to see what he's going to do. But just hold tight. Like me, I'm normally on the other side of things with what the Ravens do. But with this one, we might have something. We've asked for a younger guy. We've asked for somebody that is innovative, that has turned certain parts of a team around, and he has done these things. So we can't be mad at it. We just are a little upset that we had certain picks in our minds. We had guys that we thought would come in and immediately change the culture. We as an organization need culture setters. We have not played like Ravens in a long, long time. So that's the disappointment, but let's just pump the brakes for a bit.
Yeah. And shout out to you, LBHT. Thank you for being here. Make sure you subscribe to LBHT. You will not be disappointed. And you can come back and thank me later. Not mad at the hire. I'm not mad at it either. I just need to see. I need to wait. I need to be patient. Although, it's like, who wants to wait? I'm ready for next year. I'm ready for next season. Well, wait, we haven't even finished this season that we're in right now. Thanks. Jose Hopkins, 4082. Thank you for being here, Jose. And thank you for the $5 donation. Thank you. Let us know if you have a comment for us that you'd like us to read. We appreciate it. She's so much. Thank you. She's so much. Cute name. I love that. Thank you for the $5 donation. Please don't encourage Hendo. Don't encourage him. Eric, he cost us is brilliant. That's terrible. I just want to ask you, OS4 Low. Lamar is trash. Thank you for your opinion. Although I disagree, let us know why you think Lamar is trash, because I think you are in the minority here, my friend, but that's okay. You're entitled to your own opinion, but let us know why. Look at all these Florida. See, you know what, Rakib,
gosh, Okinawa,
Japan. Look at how far. Owings Mills. That's
you're right around the corner.
Imani, that was my first home when I moved to Maryland. Owings Mills, Newtown. But I don't know what I was going to say, but I was going to say something. I got off. Oh, I said, look at all the Florida. Look at everybody from Florida. I said, we need to have a meetup. We need to have a meet and greet here in Florida. We got Orlando Ravens. That's right. I'm in the Orlando area myself. So we need to have a metup. We do.
It feels like Alaska right now.
Not here in Florida. Orlando was 78 degrees here today. We have a West Palm Beach. I'm telling you, it's a lot of Florida Ravens here. Boynton Beach. Oh, okay. That's Lamar's home. Memphis. Awesome. Thank you all for tuning in. Do us a favor. Hit that like button. LA. All right. I need to go to LA. Atlanta. Not too far from me. Dollar Tree DeCosta. See where y'all come up with it. Where do y'all come up with this stuff? Where do you get it? Oviedo. Yep. That's right. That's right. Osmond has a super chat that I don't want to miss.
No, we're going to get to him.
Oh, okay. There was somebody before Osmond. Okay. Coming right to you, Osmond, in a minute. Mad Rasta. Thank you for the $2 donation. We appreciate the support. He writes, no more Harbs. I'm happy. And I think that's perspective. I think that's perspective. We have to be excited that, we've asked for something for so long. Like, come on, get Harbs out of here. They finally did. And now what? All right, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I see you. All right, James. But so right now it's a matter of figuring out, is this the best man to lead this team?
Right.
And I feel like we are not too far away from where we need to be. I don't think we're so far away from being a contender again for the Super Bowl. I don't. We made some grave mistakes, some horrible mistakes last season, but they're not beyond repair. And so Jesse Minter, you're up. Osmond, thank you for the $10 donation. We do appreciate the support. He writes, don't like this. EDC still defensive minded. They don't care about Lamar's protection, weapons, and offensive continuity. I respect that. I do. And Osmond, to that, I would say, I'm going to table that comment until I see what he does with the offensive coordinator. And again, like Hendo said, Lamar Jackson pretty much said, I want Klint, not Klint Kubiak, Cliff Kingsbury. If that's who Lamar wants, why, I don't know, but whatever. If that's who he wants, you give it to him. Right. And then I'll see what they do with this offensive line. Do we see Daniel Falele next year? Do we see Voorhees? And if so, do we see him beyond the bench? Or do we see him on the field? No. Do we see if they get something in there for a left tackle rotation, someone who's not 40 years old or over? Ronnie Stanley's not going to be here forever with us, playing left tackle.
All right.
What are we doing? What moves are we making to kind of ensure the future for Lamar?
Right.
Obviously, we need to have the time is now mentality. We certainly do. So we'll see.
Yeah, but listen, I'm not the biggest EDC supporter, but his job's on the line. His job is on the line. Bashadi said it.
That doesn't make me a believer because Bashadi said it. I'm a believer when it happens.
Oh,
yeah. I'm not a.
Him firing his friend of 18 years wasn't enough proof that he's about it now.
No, because that could be to some large degree. My pockets are getting a little thinner. I'm not saying thin because he's a billionaire. My pockets aren't as heavy as they once were because people aren't buying these tickets. I got to make a change, not because I'm invested in this organization so much and I just really want to bring us back and I want to revitalize this team. There's an opposite end of the pendulum over here. And it could have been for selfish reasons, for selfish gain. I don't know. I can't say that.
But if that pendulum keeps swinging and we have another playoff-less season, who's to blame? It's not going to be the new head coach.
You're right. And then we'll see. But what I'm saying is EDC's job for me this year is not on the line. If EDC goes out there and makes, how they always grade the draft. How did EDC do? Oh man, he out here cooking. EDC got an A. He knocked it out the ballpark. Right. If EDC goes out here and drafts and gets an F or D, you think EDC is going to be gone the next day? No. No.
Okay.
No.
Yolanda, You've yet to become a believer. But just like I told you, Harbaugh was going after the season. What happened? Okay,
you were right for once in your life. I'll give you that. All right, Dustin, we appreciate you for the $10 donation. We appreciate the support. He writes, I like the hire, even though it wasn't my first choice. That's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like I like it. I'm not saying I love it. I'm not saying that just yet, but
right.
I'll say I like it. It wasn't my first or my second, probably not even my third, but okay. A young, hungry coach with something to prove. We also have a still young, hungry QB with something to prove. Could be deadly. It could be.
I hope so.
It could be. But this is where EDC factors in to the lethality. Oh, I just made up a word. Oh, y'all gonna use that. If Hendo can make up names and call EDC Eric Costas, I can make up a word, the lethality. If he's going to contribute to the, how lethal this team can be, then he's gonna have to show me in the draft. He's gonna have to show me this offseason. Right. That's what's gonna show me how lethal we can be and how serious we are at winning. Because if not, if we go out here and just spend all of our resources on defense, and it doesn't really matter who you bring in at head coach.
True that.
We have another super chat. You guys are just showing love, and we appreciate it. We do. Thank you. It's much appreciated. Thank you for TDG62. Thank you for the $5 donation. He writes, repping from Virginia. All right. All right. I see you.
Yay.
50-50 on the hire philosophy-wise, but we'll feel a lot better with a good offensive coordinator hire. Nate, I always mess up his last name. So
Schilhaas.
I won't call him Schilhaas or something like that. But yes, should we hire Nate? Should we hire Nate?
I'll take anybody from the Shanahan, McVay tree. I'll take any of them. Mm-hmm. They know offense.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm torn on that. I think he'd be good, but if Lamar said, this is my guy, this is who I want, then I think you give Lamar who he wants.
Hey, Devin.
Japan. Okay. We have 2 people from Japan. We need to have a meetup in Japan too. That's what we need to do. We need to go have a meetup out there. But someone said earlier, we're disrespecting or not appreciate y'all disrespecting what Mentor has done for that defense. What do you mean?
Shout out to B for something.
Martavius, Lucato, what do you mean?
From what I'm getting from it is the fact that people are trying to take away from what he's done defensively because he hasn't done anything as a head coach. They're just upset. Like you have to look back at what happened in the past. Okay, we have a defensive coordinator who's won in college. He's turned around a defense in the NFL with an offense that was struggling, by the way. But in 2008, we hired a special teams coordinator with no head coaching experience whatsoever. He doesn't have any input on offense. He doesn't have input on defense. And he took us to a Super Bowl. Regardless of he's the reason we won, here nor there. He has 180 wins in the NFL for a special teams guy that nobody knew anything about. He came out of left field and he did right by this team. So somebody that is actually established in the NFL, let's give him a chance.
I see you, Frank G. Life out there in Catonsville. We hit our goal. That's it. Y'all are supporting, and so we appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. There was a comment I wanted. Yeah, just another quantum wave function. Lethality is a word. See, why you couldn't just let me have it? I thought I was doing something. I was going
to tell you that, but I didn't want to burst your bubble.
See, why couldn't you just let me have that? Lethality. I thought I was making up a word. I thought I was doing something really good here tonight. Nightmare Kilo, thank you for the $5 donation. We appreciate the support. He writes, Hendo, I made some Ravens fans upset. Oh boy, what did you do? What did you say? What did you do about that Pat Ricard take? What do we need a fullback for if our O-line is good? Well, that's the reason. That's the reason we need Pat Ricard. But hopefully, all right, hopefully, Nightmare Kilo, we won't have a need for Pat Ricard anymore. That's the hope. That's the prayer. That's the wish that we won't have to need Pat Ricard because we've upgraded our offensive line.
Thanks.
Yes, we need to do an Orlando meet and greet. I'm down for it. We got to organize it. Hendo, organize that for us.
No, y'all do y'all thing in Florida. Y'all can have that.
Hendo, you ready for the snow?
Yes, most definitely. You know, I got my vegan snacks. I got everything that I need. I just gotta let my job know I won't be coming in if the snow gets a little bit too deep.
And Rakeem, how are you in the DMV area and you root for the Bills? That don't make sense to me. That don't make sense. B. James said, okay, I'm gonna get to that one in a second. That's a good one, Martavius. B. James said, okay, why are we acting like every coach we would have picked would have been perfect? We got a coach. Let's see where it goes. Exactly. I agree.
All of them have their flaws.
They all do. They all do. No matter who your choice was, like, oh man, I really wanted Flores. I got a text from my nephew. He's like, I think you guys should have gone with Flores. Tampa, I see you. See you right around the corner. You know, I got a text from my nephew. I think you guys should have gone with Flores. And I said, I agree. I think so too. But I don't think the Ravens wanted to deal with the pending lawsuit and whatever negative publicity or negative, connotations could be linked there too. I don't think the Ravens wanted it. Martavius wanted to know, Greenville, North Carolina. All right, I see you.
What's up, Rob?
Go back to, would you, if you don't mind, would you go back to Martavius? I wanted to read his comment. There we go. What other coach besides Flores was a proven candidate for the job?
Like I said, they all have their flaws. Robert
Yeah,
Saleh,
I think they all have.
losing record. Brian Flores, he was at around 500. I mean, Mike McDaniel, he lost all control of everything going on in Miami, and they just weren't really winning. And they haven't won a playoff game in so long. So they all have their flaws. So anybody anyone that they would have brought in, somebody would have had something to say. But right now, it's just the period of shock that, all right, they came up with this news. This is not the guy that I wanted. We'll see what happens going forward. That's all we ask. Just be patient and see what this man does before you indict him for being a bad selection by the Ravens. Yes, the optics of it doesn't look right. For me personally, I would have liked for the Ravens to, if he was their guy, that first interview you saw him, and you're like, yo, I know you the dude or whatever. Let's just get the Rooney Rule out the way, interview these other guys, and then hire the guy that we wanted. Because they still had some second round interviews lined up. You knew you were going to hire Mentor. So do what you feel is best for this team, and we just go from there. That's all we can do. Go from there. For me, as long as it's not John Harbaugh, I'm okay with it. We have a new direction. This is a new era in Baltimore Ravens football. We didn't put in to get a new uniform. So we got a new coach. We're going to have some new uniform designs, a week schedule. The same thing happened with the Denver Broncos and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. When they changed their uniforms that season, went to the Super Bowl.
All right. We went to the Super Bowl this upcoming, next year, rather. We are from East Baltimore, but in the Bay Area. All right, Iceberg. Okay, that is a huge change. That's a huge difference. Yeah, Lady Laura, Baltimore, 6 to 10 inches of snow this weekend. Oh, I miss it. It's supposed to be, it was 80 degrees here today. That's just crazy. Jose Hopkins, 4082. Thank you for the $5 donation, $10 donation. He writes, what about making sure that the whole team doesn't have a mental breakdown over a mistake on the field? Great point. I need the team to not be scared to sit players down when they are not playing well. Absolutely. Absolutely. But that's going to start with your head coach. That last statement that you made, excellent point. That's going to start with your head coach. And it's going to start with your head coach not, and I'm a little on the fence about this one. Obviously, head coaches bring in people that they know, that they're familiar with, their friends, their buddies, whatever. However, that to me is a slippery slope. It can be very dangerous because you bring in a person who is known to you, who's familiar, your friend, and now they're your defensive coordinator. And oh, by the way, your defense looks terrible. What do? You don't want to upset your friend, but you see, I mean, it's obvious whatever your friend is doing here as your defensive coordinator ain't getting the job done, or your offensive coordinator, whoever your BFF is, and now you're not ready to kind of call them on the carpet.
All right.
Go ahead.
It is a slippery slope, but there are some young coaches who know well enough that I don't need to hire my friends. I need to hire who's going to keep me employed.
Yep.
And as far as sitting players down when they have mental breakdowns and they're not in a game, I think Mentor can do that as long as he doesn't have this fictional fictitious doghouse that he put some of the better players in that need to be on the field. Now, the one thing that we are overlooking with Jesse Minter is he was with the good Harbaugh. So he learned some good coaching traits. No matter how you feel about John, Jim is an excellent head coach, and he's won everywhere that he's gone. So he's been mentored by somebody that knows how to do it right and get the most out of their players. In the AFC West, the Los Angeles Chargers with Greg Roman shouldn't have been as successful as they have been, especially losing their 2 tackles. So he knows what to do. He knows how to overcome adversity. He knows how to carry a team defensively when the offense is lacking. So give a man a chance. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely. And I see you, Frankie Live. You always work with your friends. I try to keep friends and business separate because
but it's also the makeup of a person. I'll fire my children.
Okay, no, you won't.
If
you were a head coach and you hired your son as a defensive coordinator, if you are a head coach and AJ didn't, he's just not AJ. You'll have a talk with him. I
will fire AJ game 3.
Yikes. Ruthless. Ugh.
This business. You got to separate business and family.
But not everybody can do that. We just saw that with Harbaugh, which is why I say my preference would be do not hire your friends. I know he's going to, for the most part. I know he's probably going to, but it's just it becomes tricky. It really does. Not everybody is savage as Hendo to fire his own son. I think one day he said, I'd fire my own mother.
I would.
Yikes. I see you, Black Daniels. Free Odafe. Yes, free Owe. We have another super chat. Big Dog, you are just showing out tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you for the $2 donation. He writes, might be some merit, number 14 and over 8 higher. Hashtag pocket QB. There might be some merit. We really have to wait and see. Hopefully there's not. Hopefully there's not merit there. Hopefully Mentor is going to come in and really kind of right this ship because we have a lot of great pieces. We have a lot of great players. Someone told me, and I'll say this and I'll get to LBHT in a second. Someone told me yesterday on a short I released, he said, I don't like any of our players. I think they all suck. I had to go for him. I had to let him know a thing or two. LBHT says, the greatest defense of all time was led by an offensive coach. Being a defensive coordinator doesn't necessarily mean the offense will be neglected. 100%. Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. And that's what we have to hope for, right? That's what we have to believe in. Like, okay, we have a defensive minded head coach, but does that mean our offense is going to fail? Are we going to flounder?
We've seen, as long as we protect him, if we give Lamar protection, we saw in 2019, give him protection even with the lack of weapons around him. Man won a unanimous MVP.
Yeah.
Just give him the basic necessities of a franchise quarterback. That's it.
That's it. Hey, Brandon, thanks for being here. Rogue Pod, commending you both for your blunt honesty about the need of fresh leadership under Jesse Mentor. Congrats to you and the Ravens fans for getting him. Thank you. OC hire and roster upgrades are key in helping your QB. Facts. 100%. Who's your team?
Yes.
Are you a Ravens fan? Because you keep saying your team. You didn't say our team. So I just want to make sure.
Don't be a Bills fan that fired your successful coach and promoted your general manager who kind of did not do right by him.
Oh gosh. Someone asked earlier, should we have interviewed McDermott? I saw that earlier in the comments. Should the Ravens, let us know in the chat. I know we've already picked our head coach, so it's like, not really relevant, but should we have at least interviewed? Should we have at least had conversation with McDermott? Mad Rasta, thank you for coming back with another super chat donation, showing a lot of love tonight. Thank you. And thank you to our new subscribers. I saw a couple of people in here that just recently subscribed. Thank you. We appreciate you. We see you. Mad Rasta writes, I'm giving this coach 5 years before casting judgment. That's a very nice window of time. Lamar is at the system. Lamar will give us the lead, and the defense needs to protect it. Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. I don't know how many all of you guys are still hanging out with us. There's a lot of
We
you
got five,
here.
we still got 551 people in here.
Please do us a favor. Hit the like button. Stop what you're doing right now. Hit the like button. Cooking with old grease. That's it. Old grease. EDC out here cooking.
Boy, that's when you take. That's when you take that grease out the pan and put it in that Crisco container and just let it sit and use it again.
That's
like,
terrible.
Why my burger tastes like fish?
Same grease.
Same grease.
Ugh. Yeah. So, but yeah, some of you are saying, nope, we should not have. We should not have. We see you, Really Flawed. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Really Flawed. Make sure you go over and subscribe to Really Flawed's channel. Great content creator, content creatress. She's out here
growing rapidly.
Extremely fast. Make sure you go and subscribe. She's a Steelers fan, but she loves Lamar Jackson. But she keeps it real about her team. That's one thing I appreciate about her. She keeps it real about her team. She tells you when they're doing good, and she tells you, listen, we're just terrible when they are. And
she streams with some form of Steeler.
Yeah, she streams with
Arthur Moats.
Arthur Moats. That's right. That's her. That's her buddy. Yep. The great one, 74. Thank you for the $2 donation. Why are you guys continuing to encourage bad behavior? It's bad behavior. Hard R Ricard is hilarious. No, it's terrible. That's what it is. And Hendo, you shouldn't say it. That means you're not supposed to say it anymore.
Tell it to his tweets. Tell that to his old tweets.
I don't know what his old tweets. Oh, Devin, thank you from Japan. Thank you for showing love. We appreciate you. Thank you. If you have any questions for us, let us know. Before we get ready to wrap up tonight's show, let us know if you have any questions that you'd like us to answer. We've shared with you how we're feeling about the new hire. I'm going to give him some time. I don't know if I'm going to give him 5 years. I know that's a bit gracious. That's very gracious. And I think 5 years is realistic, but I can be impatient. I can be a little impatient at times. So
right.
No, cool Kingston. I hope not. All the money cannot go to the defense. And that's what I asked before. I need to understand more of the business side of football. Who has control of the finances? Who has the final say?
I mean, Bashadi made it clear he has the final say. He takes input. He takes input from everybody else, but he ultimately has the final say.
Hey, Killer Cam. You said you hate the Cliff Kingsbury. I know. Yeah. Okay. You just hate Cliff Kingsbury hire. My question to you, Killer Cam, if Lamar Jackson said, that's who I want, do you still hate that hire? It's KP1. Thank you for the $2 donation. We appreciate the support. He writes, they're going to hire that bum Kingsbury, shaking my head. And that's the same thing I ask Killer Cam. If that is Lamar's choice, if that is Lamar's, say, hey, you do what you want at head coach, but give me Cliff Kingsbury. Do you still think that that's a bad idea to bring him in?
I mean, Kyler Murray like playing video games late at night. Lamar like playing video games late at night. You bring the head coach in and just make it work. I'm just saying.
B. James says, I think the team president handles the finances. I agree. I think he
should
oversees it, but we miss him. Here's my thing, and I'm gonna get to this, Chike. I see you. I'm gonna get to you. My thing is, if the money that we have, if the team president, that's gonna be Sashi Brown. Mm-hmm. Don't get me started. But if the money that we have is overseen by the president, if I'm coming in as a head coach, I want to see let me see the spreadsheet. How are we divvying these funds? How are we allocating these resources? I want to know. I might not have control over it. I might not be able to say, no, we're going to spend only this much on defense and this much on offense. And we're going to kind of balance the books, so to speak. I might not have that kind of say, but I need to see what we're doing, because why is it year after year that the Ravens always come up just a little bit short when it comes to the money?
Could it possibly be that they are the cheapest in the league at spending on the O-line? Because that's where the money's not going.
I know where it's not going. It's not going into a wide receiver. It's not going into an O-line. Mm-hmm. But where is it actually going?
You're
Don't you
90,
Hendo,
you're
no,
$98
no.
million defensive tackle. You're $100 million inside linebacker. You're $98 million cornerback,
Okay,
and
thank
you're
you.
$100 million safety.
Oh gosh. But that's what I want to know. I want to know who has the final say in this money.
That's facts.
I want to know. Chike had a donation. I want to make sure that I read his comment.
Which one was that? Is it another one? Or we skipped
A
it?
super chat that I was going to, this one. Thank you, Chike, for the $2 donation. We appreciate the support. He writes, I really want Denard Wilson as DC right now, Hendo.
I'll take him.
Yeah. Let's bring Denard. Why not?
Bring him back.
Bring him back home.
He has Harbaugh's stink on him, but what he did in Tennessee with that defense, amazing. He went over there and made them the #1 defense in the NFL. Bring him back right now. I think he, maybe outside of the Mike McDonald loss, was the biggest loss on the Ravens defense. We lost him and Anthony Weaver. But once Denard Wilson left, the cornerbacks went to trash. They forgot how to catch.
I'm not going to say trash.
Okay,
I'm not going to say our cornerbacks are trash. Are you, Hendo? Are you really going to say trash? What's another way that you can describe our secondary?
Garbage.
Tone the Virgo, thank you for the $5 donation. We appreciate the support. He writes, we actually play the Chargers next season. This will be interesting.
It will be.
Teacher first student. Well, who's the teacher and who's the student?
Jim Harbaugh's the teacher.
I don't know about that.
Jesse Minter's the student.
I know.
But for me,
I know.
Listen, this is an excellent opportunity for us to see what he has. You know that team. Can you go beat them? Now, we've had throughout the years, we've seen this dynamic with John Harbaugh and Andy Reid, and your man has never beaten Andy Reid in the playoffs, so to speak. And when it comes to crunch time, he has never beaten him. So if he can go out there and the student can become the master, that will kind of give us indication of what kind of head coach he's going to be.
Well, this has to be a primetime game. I don't know. Do we play the Chiefs next year?
I believe we do. But
that to me is the test. We can sans that 1 year when we had Sammy Watkins, I'm just talking regular season right now. I know postseason is a different animal. I get it. We're a different team when we make it to the postseason. But for right now, I'm just talking regular season. When if we and this all depends on what time of year we play Kansas City. Will Mahomes be back? Will he not? If he does come back, how soon after his return do we play him? Like all of that matters. So it's not just, we play the Chiefs, let's see how we do. Well, I mean, several factors to consider, especially with what they got going on in their camp. But I'm interested to see.
I mean, we also need to see what Brett Veach does with that team. They have a definite need of wide receiver. They may want to go in and upgrade the offensive line, maybe go get a new running back. But more importantly, they brought back Eric Bieniemy to be the offensive coordinator. Matt Nagy just ran that team into the ground. That's why Andy Reid was like, "Oh, you looking for a head coach job? All right, go ahead." So with Eric Bieniemy back, and if Patrick Mahomes can return and be successful right after coming off surgery, then that will be a test. But for me, I don't think he's coming back anytime next season. I think they're going to sit him out because if he comes back too soon and re-injures himself, then what? Then what are you going to do? So for me, this season only, it won't be a test versus the Kansas City Chiefs. And if we beat them, I'm not going to take pride in it. Like, I can't say, we finally slayed the dragon. So there's that.
Yeah. Healer Main Next said, when I asked the question, hey, if I'm the head coach, I want to know where our resources going. Where's all our money going? He says, it's going to Lamar. Interesting. It's not going over to the defense? I'll let that land. Mr. LJ Jr., thank you for the $20 donation. We do appreciate the support. He writes, Mentor is coming. Yes, it is. Just jumping on. What's y'all's pick for OC? Me? Anyone Lamar wants. I think that I have to agree with you. It's whoever Lamar wants as his offensive coordinator. And I know some people are saying it could be Kingsbury, and they're like, absolutely not, to Cliff. No, just no, thank you. But I'm going to defer to the quarterback who has done so much for this team and who's just really brilliant at the game of football. He knows what he needs. He knows what can elevate this team. I'm just going to put my faith and my confidence in that.
Right.
So that I would say anyone that Lamar wants, I would agree with you.
Yeah, and if he's comfortable with Cliff Kingsbury, I guess I'm okay with it, because if you look at what Kingsbury has done throughout his career, he's the one that got Patrick Mahomes started. Now, most of that is Patrick Mahomes and his talent, but then he got the best out of Kyler Murray. Look what he did with Jaden Daniels in his rookie season. There were some out there that was like, oh, Jaden is a better passer than Lamar Jackson. And some of that had to do with Cliff Kingsbury and his knowledge of the game. He is an offensive coach, 100%. If that's the one that's going to give Lamar full autonomy of this offense, if he feels that comfortable now that we take that next step with Lamar, and he says, you know what, I'm taking control of this offense and bump audibles, I'm calling the plays that I deem necessary. We saw that in the Ravens game versus the Steelers in the last week of the season. Aaron Rodgers looked at Arthur Smith and was like, bro, you don't know nothing, and started calling his own plays. Yeah. That's why the Pittsburgh Steelers came back, because he's like, you know what, bump that. That's the next evolution in Lamar Jackson that I want to see. So if Cliff Kingsbury gives him that confidence to do what he needs to do to take that next step, because as good as Lamar has been throughout his career, he can be better. You get him protection and you get him weapons, especially where he is passing the football right now. He can do amazing things. But like she said, whoever Lamar feels comfortable with, that is the guy that I want.
I'm going to ask this one question to everyone in the chat and to you, Hendo. Name one positive, one pro, and one negative, one con of this hire of our new head coach. What's one positive that you can name, and what's one negative that you can name?
Negative. He doesn't have head coaching experience. That's pretty much it. The positive is he's been around greatness. He's coached with greatness. He's coached with winners. He's won a championship in college. He's coached a high-profile defense in the NFL. He's familiar with the Ravens organization, so he knows the culture. He was here in the early years when we still played like Ravens. You know what I'm saying? So I think that just him being in those situations gives him a better opportunity than some. Not too many negatives. It's just his lack of experience that's given us pause. Yeah. Outside of that, he's going to gain the experience, just like John Harbaugh gained the experience back in 2009. He went to 5 straight playoff games, won a playoff game in each of his 5 seasons. So let's just wait and see. Yeah,
positive for me would be, look what he did with Odafe Owe. Revitalized my guy's career after having to be sitting up under Zachary Orr and just being made, a laughing stock. But no, seriously, honestly, I think the positive here for Mentor, he's young, innovative, relatable, and like some people have said, he's hungry. He's motivated. That to me is a huge strength. Con, other than not having coaching experience as a head coach, but there are a lot of other candidates out there who really didn't have that head coaching experience. So it wasn't a lot to choose from in terms of, hey, who do you want to bring in who does have head coaching experience? And that's not to say that they would have been the right person, because did you guys want Mike McDaniel as your head coach? He has head coaching experience though. So, there's that. There is that. Frank G. Life asked a really good question. Will Marlon Roquan be back next season? I think so.
Marlon will not be back next season.
I think Marlon is coming back.
You thought John Harbaugh was coming back too. There's that.
I told you, you were right for the once in your life. I'll give you that.
Listen. So with Podcast P, this is the thing. He has a $26 million Podcast P.
Nicknames.
Glizzy Gobbler. He has a $26 million cap hit for next season. And I see a lot of people saying, well, you know what? Let's just bring him back and convert him to a safety. How many safeties do we need? We already have 2 first-round safeties. What are they going to do with Alohi Gilman? What are they going to do with our Darius Washington? Do you re-sign either one of those at a cheaper rate, or do you put him back there at safety? And one of the biggest issues that I had with him being a safety was his tackling. It wasn't even his coverage ability. It was his tackling. His tackling has seemed to have gone out the window. And what is the one thing we need safeties to do? Be able to tackle, be able to take the right angles when you're going after these running backs and offensive players. He has not done that. So we can keep restructuring him and hoping that he can play better and getting back to all pro Marlo. But I think those days are done. And being that we don't have much money, we have $20 million currently as it sits under the salary cap. And that's not to mention with the restricted free agents, with the practice squad players, with the elevations, all of these things we have to take into consideration when we talk about the money that we have. We also have to wait for the cap to see how much the cap goes up in an extension with Lamar Jackson. Even if we wait for those things, we have 24 pending free agents that we may need to resign. And if we don't resign them, we have to get players in that can play. I'm not wasting 26 mil on a dude that has hit the wall and is sitting there talking about, I thought I had my best year. I ran the fastest I ever ran. Cool. That's good.
Look, if Jesse Minter can help these guys tackle, and I heard someone say tackling is about effort. It's not about form. It's not about technique. That is 100% effort. Someone told me that. And if that be true, I'm sorry, World Class. I'm sorry that you didn't like this one. But here's what I'll ask of you. Give it a little bit of time. Just give it a little bit of time.
Right.
And let's see what he does over the next few months. Let's see what he does with this coaching staff. Not just your offensive, defensive coordinators, but you got an entire staff to replace. See what he does on special teams. Let's see what business decisions he makes. And just like, and I don't want to talk about Harbaugh too much, but just like John Harbaugh went into the Giants and he said, I want this, and this, and that. And I also want to have my say in this roster construction. Let's see if Jesse Minter can have some say, or what type of say he has as EDC formulates this, builds this roster. So I know you're not happy. I know you're not pleased, but just give it some time. Give it some time and let's see. So if you guys don't have any other questions for us, we are not going to keep you long. I mean, it's already been an hour. So, I think this is a time for us to really kind of try and rally around our new head coach, because we've been begging, asking, pleading for change. We finally got it. We finally have it. Let's see what he does. So, there you go.
What's up, Ty?
Hey, Ty, what's going on? Thank you for being here. And thank you for the $2 donation. Ty writes, I'm fine with it if he hits with the OC. But now what if he brings an OC, Ty, that you're not really comfortable with, or that would not be your preference? Right. But let's say it's a preference of Lamar Jackson, whoever that person is. Would you be okay with it then?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
All right, family. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate all of you. Please make sure you hit the like button for us. Subscribe if you are new. Share the link with your friends. Share it with your enemies. Just anybody. Just share the links. We appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Indeed. This is 500 people still in here.
Wow.
Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. And listen, we got Steelers fans. We have Buffalo fans. We have everybody coming here. We just talk ball. Nothing too serious. Just talk football and just have some fun. Give you guys something to do and air out our grievances about how we feel about this team. Because Ravens fans are very passionate about this team, and we just want to see them win. A lot of us just want to see Lamar Jackson get to that Super Bowl so they can stop that narrative. So we can stop this comparison with Josh Allen, who's not the quarterback that Lamar Jackson is, even though, we slid him an MVP on the side. He proved to us what he really was during his playoff run. And now he doesn't have help.
Wow. From Park Heights to Orlando, Ravens dog. All right.
Hey,
all right. You're in my neck of the woods now. You're in my neck in Orlando.
Ravens dog. They don't know about that 21215. They don't know about that. They don't.
Tell us about Park Heights really quickly.
Yeah,
Tell us about Park Heights.
Well, it depends on what part of Park Heights you talk about. If you talk about Northern Parkway, you're going up to the Jewish side of Park Heights.
That's what I know. That's what I remember.
Or you're going down to the city side of Park Heights. It's two different things. Park Heights and Wiley, Park Heights and Woodland. I grew up in Park Heights and Wiley, so 3108 Sumter Avenue. Like, if you know, you know. But listen, it's been an hour and 8 minutes. Still 450 people in here.
Thank you.
We appreciate you guys for hanging out with us.
Yeah, shout out to you. I saw you, Justin, moderators in here. Thank you for being here, moderators. We appreciate you managing the chat, holding it down for us. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, world class. You're not gonna be nice today. You're not being nice.
Don't take your aggression out on me. I ain't doing it. I'm from around the way, son. I'm from up there. I'm from up there on the Park Heights side that you got to be careful walking around at night. So
Louisville Cardinals, Ravens. Hey there, how you doing, my guy? Marlon you think he's washed? Like he's seen, when I think of the word washed, this is my definition. That player has seen better days. And those better days aren't coming back. That's what wash means to me. Like, you don't think Marlon can have a bounce back season with new leadership.
Right.
Because if somebody were to have asked you 2 years ago, or maybe 3 years ago, I can't remember whatever season it was. I think it was 3 years ago. He had a really horrible season. Everybody was talking bad about Marlon. Oh man, Marlon is trash. He's washed. He's nothing. He came back that following year and had an amazing year. But again, he's 2 years older now. Maybe he is washed. I don't know. $10 donation coming through from Travis Whitfield. Thank you, Travis. We appreciate the donation and the support. He writes, EDC told Marlon he will be back. I'm telling you, I feel like Marlon is coming back. However we restructure it, is he washed?
Yes.
Put it this way. Is he the same player, all-pro Marlo? No, he is not. But by far this past season, he was our most physical corner. You name another cornerback that we had on the roster this year who was more physical than Marlon.
Ain't saying much.
I didn't say it was saying much. That's not what I didn't say. Like, he's light years ahead of everybody else. But honestly, who was more physical out there on the field?
Nobody.
You got that right. You got that right.
Listen,
all right.
EC, I appreciate it. All the way from Stanford, Connect I Cut. Appreciate it. We are grateful. We are thankful that you just come in here and just spend time with us, because you could be doing so many different things right now, but you're hanging out with us, talking some football,
Thank you.
Enjoying what's to come for this 2026 season, even though 2025 is not over. But on that note, we are going to get out of here. So we shall see you guys next time. Yolanda, any parting words for Ravens Flock other than just be patient?
That's it. I can't say anything else. Let's give him some time. Let's embrace our new head coach. We got him. He's here. Let's see what he does. But I mean, hey, at least it's not John Harbaugh anymore.
100%.
That's a headache and a hassle for the Giants to deal with. So we will see you very soon, family. I see you, Big Reg. Thank you for being here. But we'll see you guys very soon. And I see you, World Class. I know you're upset, but just hold it for a little while. Let's see what he does first.
I mean, if y'all was patient with Rosempic, you can be patient with him.
Will you quit with the names tonight? Anyway, family, we'll see you all very soon. Make sure your post notifications are turned on, because as news happens, as news breaks for the Baltimore Ravens, you don't want to miss the content. You don't want to miss the conversation. We appreciate you. We love you all. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you soon.
Go